I think that was good. Have you ever been stuck in an interview doing stupid shit? Here's what people have to say on Reddit. All right, let's deep dive into Reddit about the dumbest things people have said in interviews. Let's start with the first one. So it goes, I Googled the interviewers prior and found a press release about one of them adopting a cat. Okay, that's cute. I like you doing intel already. I like that. I then mentioned Googling them. Oh, so you're, wait, hold on. So you researched, you Googled, and then you bring it up in the interview. Okay, this can work. I then mentioned Googling them and then finding out their cat's name at the end of the interview. So you just said, hey, I Googled you, I found your story, and tell me about the story, and then you heard about their cat? All right, I can see where you're kind of going with this, but let's just take a quick pause here. If I flip my seat and let's say I'm sitting with HR, I'm the recruiter, I'm the hiring manager, and someone says,
Hey Sho, I'm so excited to be here today. Thanks so much for having me. Oh, by the way, I Googled your name.
already that's kind of ridiculous.
But didn't just Google your work stuff. I also Googled that you have a cat recently.
Let's say someone did that. How would I react? The first thought would be, it's a little weird you Googled me and found my cat's name. I think that's the first thought I have. Because there's a lot of different ways you could go into this, right? Like if you Googled them and you researched them, you could have brought up,
Hey, I noticed that your team is working on this really cool project. What's the progress there? Hey, I noticed that you switched from a competitor 3 years ago and now you're here.
like when you're researching them and bringing it back to the interview and the role, bingo, that's all good. But when you go into some personal stuff about, kind of like family, right? We're talking about pets here. It might feel like a level of intrusion, and I think that's probably what they were feeling. I don't know yet. Let's see how it ends. Okay, and said did not get a call back. Oops. So that's kind of goes to show, right? This is not one of those things where you royally fucked up and it's a lost cause. But I think this is a lesson that you could learn maybe for the future. Research, love it. Relatability, love it. Maybe level of intrusion. Intrusion is a harsh word, but you get what I'm saying. I think there's layers to the privacy that you can kind of peel back, and the hiring manager or the recruiter, whoever you're speaking to, probably didn't feel the most comfortable with them bringing up a cat. That's just one theory, right? The second theory, maybe just weren't the best fit for the role. We could also go with that. But I would say, just to be safe for the future, don't bring up pets, don't bring up family, don't bring up address, things that could be a little bit creepy, I guess. Just don't risk it. Hey friends, my name is Sho Dewan. I'm the founder of workhap, former recruiter turned career coach, and this is Unfiltered Careers. Here I'll give you my no-nonsense advice for you to get hired and paid in a career you love. Let's get into it. All right, let's go to the second story. I took an interview hungover. Oof. I can already feel the feelings that you're probably feeling. The hungover feeling and the feeling of regret afterwards too. I just really hope this wasn't a job that you really wanted. Personally speaking, I've never done that. I've never done that. I think it's you're taking a wild gamble here, but let's see this. I then ranted to a Chicago native about how their pizza wasn't real pizza. What? Is this in the interview, or you're just like a random Chicago dude? You're talking about pizza?
Hello? Guess what? What? Fuck you! Fuck you!
I'm assuming it's in the interview because that's what the thread is about. Now you're going on thin ice right now here, man. You're talking about someone who is from Chicago, who they're very prideful about their food. Let's see how this goes. Interview ended 10 minutes early. I probably could have predicted that. All right, let's dissect this. Let's dissect this. So, hungover, already a tough uphill battle, my friend. Really tough uphill battle. Because it's one thing for you to feel hungover, but if you've ever been around hungover friends, you can kind of know when someone else is hungover, right? they might pass it off as like,
Yeah, I'm having a rough day, or I didn't get much sleep last night, or
so and so. When someone's hungover, you can tell. It's their look, it's their body posture. It might be even smell. I'm sure you shower and all that stuff, but hey, I've seen some stories where you can kind of even smell the alcohol off of them. I don't think that was you, but just a future note, right? And the fact that it ended 10 minutes early, there's a couple of different things here. Probably going too friendly with the pizza joke. I think that was a joke, maybe. Is probably a little too risque here. And if they're ending at 10 minutes early, I actually have had that experience before. That just goes to show the first initial question they asked, they already knew either you weren't a good fit or they just didn't like you. And both of those things can naturally happen because we're dealing with humans here. So a lesson here, probably don't be hungover. I don't think you'll do that again. And 2, ease into the friendliness, my friend. Ease into it. Taking a shot at someone's pizza, those are fighting words. So you want to ease into it. Let's go with the third Reddit story, and it goes like this. The receptionist said,
Good luck on your interview.
and I said,
You too.
we've all been here. We've all been here. I think that's okay. I think that's okay. It kind of just goes to show you had maybe some nerves, right? And you were trying to vibe out with the receptionist. I think all of that is good. Let's see. I actually don't know how the story ends, but I'm hoping that when you got past that in your head, you're like,
Why the F did I say that?
then you went into the interviewer with a little bit more friendliness. You were already friendly, but like brought it to the next round, right? Brought it to the next person. Because I think if you can roll with the punches and even joke about it, right? I think it's something that you could do where when you're talking to the hiring manager, the recruiter, and he said,
I'm kind of kicking myself in the foot. The receptionist was very nice.
or let's say her name is Sally.
Sally was very nice, greeted me, offered me a cup of coffee, and when she said good luck on your interview, I actually said it back.
And that right there might build rapport between you and the hiring manager.
You're my friend now.
At the end of the day, they're gonna hire somebody they like. They're gonna hire this person maybe over somebody who has all the other experience and skills they're looking for, but that they don't like. So likability is great here, my friend. So I like that. I like that you kind of fumbled a little bit innocently, and then if you could bring that up in your interview, hey, that's great. All right, let's go with the fourth. Do you think I should keep doing that, like or no? Let's go with the next Reddit story, and it goes like this. The interviewer asked why I wasn't employed, so I told her. Okay, I'm already in my head. I'm like, oh man, what can this person say? The interview asked why I wasn't employed, so I told her. I hope, again, I don't know what's gonna happen. I hope it wasn't a dig at your last boss. I hope you're not saying something like, I just like not having a job. I hope it's not any character flaw that you're showing about yourself. Let's just see. I essentially told my old supervisor he can go f*** off if he thinks I can give a shit about meeting any required number with all the abuse my team gets. Oh, okay, so we went with option 1 here. I essentially told my old supervisor he can go F himself if he thinks I give a shit about meeting any required number with all the abuse my team gets. I mean, you said required number here. I'm assuming it's a sales role. I'm assuming it's maybe a customer service role based off of metrics. So you're going hot and heavy here. You're going really hot and heavy with your last boss. Can go one or two ways, right? But if you're going that hot and heavy, it's probably not gonna end well. Let's see where this goes. It was still fresh in my mind and I was salty. And I still got the job. Okay, all right.
what?
That's where I was kind of saying, right? It can go one or two ways. You are playing with fire here, my friend. When you are gonna put down an old manager, an old team member, you kind of gotta have a receipts. Because right now it's your word, their word, it's all just talk. But if you can talk about it and explain why it was shitty, maybe don't use the word shitty, but you get what I'm saying, why it wasn't the right fit for you, and what would be a better fit, aka this new role, that is what they want to see. Because no one wants to hire a complainer. Imagine OP was just like, I told my old supervisor he can go F himself. He cared too much about my numbers. My team member also sucked. Also, my friends have been kind of down on me too. Oh, and also the other team member that I was working with, yeah, they were a pain in the ass. You see where I'm going with? Once you go down this negative spiral and all you do is just kind of shit talk, no one's gonna want to be around you. So we don't have all the full context here, but the fact that this person got this job, the fact that OP got the job, I'm assuming it wasn't just that negative spiral all day long. It was probably saying what was wrong with it, showcasing what they wanted, needed instead, and how they have grown from that experience. I know it can sound a little fluffy, right? When you just want to rant, yes, but you do that after you get the job. Okay? Interview, job search, it's a game, my friend. We're putting our best foot forward in the interview. Yes, we want to be real. Yes, we want to be authentic. But we got to make sure that they understand that we're a valuable asset. And I'm sure OP did that because they got the job. I already read it. Okay, let's finish with the last one. I already read it. I'm already giggling. But it goes like this. Pick a word that does not describe you. I guess that was the interview question. And I'm assuming dude responded with woman. I'm giggling at that. Let's just say I'm the hiring manager. I don't know what happens next, but let's say I'm the hiring manager. And I say, hey,
Ron.
let's say your name's Ron. Hey,
Hey, Ron. Thanks for coming in today. I got a curveball question for you. Pick a word that does not describe you.
and Ron goes,
Woman.
that's kind of funny. I could kind of see this going one or two ways. If the dude has a sense of humor, or the hiring manager has a sense of humor, I could see this flying. Let's see. Let's see what's next. Okay. The hiring manager then goes,
Care to elaborate?
all right. When you have that follow-up question, you've already lost, man. You've already lost. And then the OP said, yes, you see, I'm a man. Okay. He does have a point. I understand where he's coming from, but you gotta catch the signs, man. I'm assuming this guy didn't get the job. I'm assuming. I still don't see the final result. I'm assuming, because if they are, it's like telling a joke to somebody who's not funny, and you have to explain it. That kind of feels what it is. Let's see what happens. Silence for about 10 seconds, then thankfully, laughter from around the room. Oh, thank God. Okay, so there might be a happy ending. And notice how they said the room. This might have been a panel interview. Which, if it's a panel interview and you're speaking to like 3 people and someone asks you that and you go with that line, that takes some cojones, man. That takes some comedic confidence in yourself. So, kudos. Awesome that the laughter came in. Let's see.
I've been working here for about a year.
Let's go. Let's go. Okay. Humor. Some people got it, some people don't. I think delivery here is important. I'm sure this guy's funny as hell. But notice how people can take things differently, right? If you said that line to somebody who might not be so... If you said that to somebody who might be a little bit more PC about these sorts of things, about gender and, I don't know, femininity and women empowerment and things like that, like social topics, you're playing again with fire here. But it seems like you said it in a way where you told them as a joke and they got it, the room started laughing. That's a win. Not everyone has that skill, has that ability. If you have humor, if that's part of your arsenal, use it. It goes back to them being liked. It goes back to you being liked. If you can show your likability and can hang around the office and crack jokes, that's a personality hire, man. I want that guy on my team 9 out of 10 times. But just remember, everyone's gonna be different, all right? So I'm really happy you got that working for you. But if you're listening to this, next time you think about adding a little joke in, ask yourself this. Do I normally add jokes with my friends and do they laugh? If the answer is a hell yeah, hey, use your skills. If you gotta think about it for a few seconds, if you're like, do they laugh? Maybe don't try your best joke out in the interview. Just my 2 cents. If you have any crazy work stories, terrible bosses, work situations you want my take on, Email podcast@workhap.com and we will feature you in our next episode. Well, that's it for me today, guys. Again, my name is Sho Dewan. Would love for you to subscribe and follow to our Unfiltered Careers podcast. You'll get more of this and then some. I will be sharing with you inside all the secrets on how to get hired and paid in a career you love. See you next week.